Jai Gurudev, am I audible?
Yes, Umaji, you're audible.
Thank you. So we'll chant Om 3 times. Eyes closed. Take a normal breath in and let go. Breathing in for Om. 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Veeryam Karavavahaihi Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. वसुदेवसुदं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. जय गुरुदेव. Okay. Is it visible? Is my screen? You can see the document.
Yeah, it's visible.
So which page were we in?
That I'm not very sure.
Okay. I'll move my mouse now. My mouse is frozen. Let me see if I can. Have we done this? Existence is consciousness. Okay, let me just check. I don't know why this mouse is not moving.
Actually, Simaji, if you can repeat what was done yesterday, because yesterday it was not on YouTube.
Okay. So, which chapter we were in? I don't know why my mouse is not moving. It's not letting me change anything.
You may want to just restart your computer once. Maybe that will help.
Okay. The mouse has to move to that, no? Or my fingers are, it's not, I'm not even able to. Okay, let me see if I can open it on my phone and.
No, just shut off your your computer. You don't need the mouse for that, no? And maybe check your mouse whether it is on or off. Sometimes that is off.
Is on. Oh, it is on. Try again.
In the sense, there is a little button on the back of the mouse,
okay.
no?
Yeah. Okay. Now it's moving. Okay.
Yeah, maybe that button was to be on.
Yeah. All right. So, thank you, Brahmaraji. But I can't remember where we started yesterday.
The last I remember we did was Matra Sparshastu Kanteya, right? So maybe you can go back there and start from there.
Okay. So that would have been 14, is it? Yeah, Matra is 14. Yeah. Fifteen is done. Sorry for the delay. Okay. Matra sprashtastu kaunteya शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखः दुःखदः
Okay.
आगमा. Yeah,
Yeah,
please go
please go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead, Sumaji.
आगमापायिनो नित्यस्तां तितिक्षस्व भारत. Kaunteya, O son of Kunti, Arjuna, matras prashtas.
No,
Spars,
Matra Sparsha. Matra
matra,
Sparshastu Kaunteya Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha Agama Paino Nityaha Tam Stitikshasva Bharata. So Sparsha it is. Agama Matra Sparsha.
matra sparsha. Matra sparsha. The contacts of the sense organs with the sensory world. Two. Twa, indeed. Sita, Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha, which give rise to cold and heat, pleasure and pain. Agama apa inaha. Apama up, or is it apama? Agama apa inaha, which are the nature of coming and going. Anityaha, not constant. Bharata, O son, descendant of Bharata, Arjuna. Tan, then, titikshasva, endure. So endure the impermanent, not constant. O son of Kunti, the contacts of the sense organs with the sensory sensory which give rise to heat and cold, pleasure and pain, which have the nature of coming and going, are not constant. Endure them, O dog Bharata. Given that the Atma never dies, that it always survives, as Krishna said, it seems that the sorrow caused by the death of a person is not reasonable and therefore not very legitimate. That there may be no sorrow for the person who knows the Atma to be eternal and the Anatma to be non-eternal is also possible. However, in this life, sorrow does occur because of certain changes that take place. Situations do not go your way all the time. You do not call all the shots. Things keep changing, some of them favorably and many of them not so favorably. Some situations are pleasant, others unpleasant. That which is pleasant does not last, while the unpleasant seems to stick to me most of the time. There is therefore both pleasure, sukha, and pain, dukkha. The pleasant arrives and must pass away for the unpleasant to come. For instance, people begin to wail about winter long before it actually comes. As the summer ebbs away, they wail about that too. Even when summer is there, it is going. Thus, when winter is not there, it is coming. And when it is there, it seems not to be going at all. Half the summer is gone because of clouds, and another part of it is frittered away by rain. When it is hot, it is too hot. Because the seasons keep on changing, we find the sukha and dukkha keep on occurring. The pleasant has gone and the unpleasant has come, accompanied by sorrow. The sorrow is not due to Atma going and coming, but purely because of the situational context. This being the, is there not a legitimate sorrow? Krishna talked here about the nature of the sense organs and the sensory world. The sense organs, matras, contact sense objects, and these contacts, sparshaha, sparshaha, give you the experience of cold, heat, pleasure, pain, etc. Shitoshna sukha dukkha. The knowledge that something is cold or hot produces a response that this is pleasant, sukha, or this is unpleasant, dukkha. Cold can be either pleasant or unpleasant, and so can anything hot. For instance, you do not go to the fireside on a hot day as you would when it is cold. Thus, heat is not always pleasant and cold is not always unpleasant. We find that there is a uniformity in our responses and also, to a certain extent, a universality. The world is one of opposites, heat and cold, for example, and these opposites give us pleasure and pain, sukha and dukkha. Categorically, we may say that certain situations make us happy, like a pleasant sunny day. At the same time, however, there are people who want rain so much that they are praying for it. Therefore, the rain that you do not want, someone else may be praying for. These, then, are our responses, which seems to give rise to sukha and dukkha, all due to contact of the sense organs with their objects. One may argue that if contacting heat and cold give rise to sorrow, perhaps we should avoid contact with sense or objects. But how can we? Krishna did not say we have to avoid the contacts. We need only understand them. Most of our problems are like this. They only need to be understood. What is to be understood here is that the tendencies come and go is the nature of opposites, heat and cold, pleasant and unpleasant, and so on. If you keep on saying it is hot, a time will come when the heat will be gone. It is the same with cold. Therefore, they are not constant. They do not remain for you to complain about. Even if you want them to stay, they will not. They are always in a flux, constantly changing. And this nature of their being in constant flux does not change. We cannot totally remove ourselves from the opposites or remove them from us. This is not to say that one should not make an attempt to improve a situation. But if things must always be pleasant for you, Lord Krishna was making it very clear here that because things are both pleasant and unpleasant, they are not always going to be as you want, nor are they always going to be unpleasant either. Physical pain or sorrow. If death If death is said to be incapable of causing you sorrow, where does that leave all of the other situations that seem to make you unhappy? The world can cause you some physical pain because the physical body belongs to the physical world. One physical entity can therefore hurt another. Arjuna's problem is not physical, it is purely sorrow, soka, and shoka is a type of thinking. While physical pain is something to be endured and cured, sorrow is something you build on. Physical pain is not something that is totally avoidable. The body is subject to pain and will be affected by one force or the other, the sun, rain, winter, and so on. You can protect the body to the extent possible, but because it is anitya, constantly changing, it is subject to pain. This is the nature of the body. Sorrow, on the other hand, is something you build onto the pain because of a particular way of thinking. Sorrow is that something that you build onto the pain because of a particular way of thinking. This is exactly where we have to change cognitively. Therefore, Krishna said, take every situation as it comes, Arjuna, cheerfully in your stride with a sense of humor. So this is the way you change your thinking, the sense of humor. Krishna later told Arjuna how these opposites cannot really do anything to you because by nature they have no independent existence apart from yourself, the Atma. There is some kind of lumping that occurs due to a confusion between orders of reality. The mind, senses, and body have similar realities, whereas the Atma is of another order of reality. When you say you are sad, you involve the Atma, I, in the sadness as though the Atma belongs to the same order of reality as the mind, which it does not. In this way, the Atma is taken to be Anatma and it becomes one among the many. Because the anatmas in this world are too many, and so varied, you cannot cope with them all, even though they are all anatma. Even the small bugs create so many problems, let alone the more powerful forces. If the Atma is really one among the many, nothing can be done. However, the vision is that the Atma is unlike any of them. Sorrow is not possible without Atma I. Every time there is sorrow, it is because Atma is somehow involved. Mere mind with its thought processes cannot create sorrow. Therefore, ignorance is the cause for imputing sorrow to Atma.
Can you just repeat this whole paragraph one more time?
Yeah. Okay, sorrow. Okay, I'll just read from here. Physical pain is not something that is totally avoidable. The body is subject to pain and will be affected by one force or the other, the sun, rain, winter, and so on. You can protect the body to the extent possible, but because it is anitya, constantly changing, it is subject to pain. This is the nature of the body. Sorrow, on the other hand, is something you build on the pain because of a particular way of thinking. This is exactly where you have to change cognitively. Therefore, Krishna said, take every situation as it comes, Arjuna, cheerfully in your stride with a sense of humor. The sense of humor is Krishna is introducing the concept that only Atma is the reality, whereas whatever is associated with the body is Anitya, Anatma. So it's like the drama, like yesterday we said, with lot of humor. If you look at it, then you won't perhaps feel so much sadness or sorrow. Krishna later told Arjuna how these opposites cannot really do anything to you because by nature they have no independent existence apart from yourself, the Atma. There, there is some kind of lumping that occurs due to a confusion between the orders of reality. The mind, senses, and body have similar realities, whereas the Atma is of another order of reality, the absolute reality and the apparent reality. When you say you are sad, you involve the Atma, I, in the sadness, as though the Atma belongs to the same order of reality as the mind, which it does not. In this way, the Atma is taken to be the Anatma. So I guess this is where Buddha said that there is Anatma, because he took the Atma to be the Anatma. In this way, the Atma is taken to be the Anatma and it becomes one among the many. Because Anatmas in the world are too many and so varied, you cannot cope with all of them. You cannot cope with them all, even though they are all Anatma. Even small bugs create so many problems, let alone the more powerful forces. If the Atma is really one among the many, nothing can be done. However, the vision is that the Atma is unlike any of them. Sorrow is not possible without Atma I. Every time there is sorrow, it is because Atma is somehow involved. Mere mind with its thought processes cannot create sorrow. Therefore, ignorance is the cause for imputing sorrow to Atma. So, falsely joining Atma with the Anatma, I with the pain, I with the sorrow is the cause for sorrow.
Yeah, so pain is inevitable, but that suffering, sorrow is
Wrong
because of
understanding.
wrong understanding, wrong thinking.
Yeah,
And they are of different orders of reality. The mind senses, sense objects versus Atma. It is only when you link the I to, you say, there is pain in the body, but when you say, I am suffering, I am experiencing this pain, and that I is where you, out of wrong understanding, you think that I, that Atma is, you link it up with the Anatma, the body,
yeah,
and you say, I am suffering. Whereas when in deep sleep, and therefore for sorrow to happen, I is involved. Like, for
yeah,
example, in deep sleep, there are some who are scared of, say, insects, for instance. When they are awake, that insect bothers them. But in deep sleep, it doesn't, because there's no awareness of the I. So for any shoka to happen, any sorrow to happen, that identification or misidentification is required,
yeah,
which again boils down to ignorance.
yeah.
Yeah, please continue.
What is there to worry about?
Hari Om, Kshametam Brahmaraji. Yesterday, my question, one doubt was there. My is why the sorrow prolong longer time? Is it due to the strong association during sorrow with the physical body? The sorrow prevail for a longer time. So, is it that our that association with the body is very strong during that phase of pain?
Yeah, the sorrow will prolong as long as, for, I mean, what example were you giving? In what context?
Like if there is the physical body, the death of your near one,
Hmm.
suppose. So the physical body is not there. That is what is coming to your mind, and there is an association with that physical body, and that is why the sorrow which prevails, it remains for a longer time compared to the joy what we have. Maybe the joy we feel, it is very very less,
Mm.
because at that time when we are in complete ecstasy, that association with the body is very less in comparison to the pain which we face. This is
Yeah,
just as an individual, I just try to introspect that. Is it, am I correct when I'm saying that
yeah,
sorrow, our association with the body is very very strong, and that is why we feel the suffering a longer time compared to the joy which we feel very short.
yeah. Because see, that's the nature of the mind, no? It clings
Yeah,
to the negative.
yeah, Mrinal ji told that yeah, yesterday she had told it is a nature of the mind.
Jai Gurudev, Belaji, I just posted yesterday Guruji's clip on Instagram, which I shared, and he talked about this. Not exactly, but it will give you more clarification. I just posted yesterday. Maybe you can have a look at it also.
Okay, okay, dear. Yeah, please, Sumaji,
And
please
in
continue.
all of this, in sorrow, it is centered on I. Like Gurudev says, no? He says, all you need to get depressed is to sit in a room and keep thinking about what about me, what about me. Now, death of a person, when you come back to death of a person, it is again centered on you because you're saying, oh, I am missing that person. I am missing that person. That person is no longer with me. It's all me, me,
Hmm.
isn't
True.
it?
Hmm.
So that's exactly what Arjuna also was saying. He says, I will be Guru Sudana. You are Madhusudana. But he was centered on I. The person who's dead and gone is happy and free and liberated from the body. But the shoka happens because of, shoka cannot happen without this I.
Correct. Correct. Hmm.
Again, Atma is required because everything, the sense objects, sensory organs, all of this, all the anatma is ultimately dependent on the Atma. And the truth is, there is only one, there is only Atma. The problem is, the fundamental error is that we superimpose the anatma on the Atma. And we think that I is the body, I is the mind that is feeling the pain, I is the intellect that is taking on the humiliation, the ego taking on the humiliation. So that misidentification is the root cause.
Hmm. That is why here Swamiji has used imputing.
Imputing. It is a
Hmm.
way of thinking. Sorrow is a
Hmm.
way of, because of a way of thinking,
Hmm.
where you complain. Pain is inevitable. That is the nature of the world. You have pleasure, displeasure, favorable, unfavorable situations. That you
Hmm.
cannot change. And that world is in that constant flux of change. That you
Hmm.
cannot change. That is why he says, tam titikshas. Endure that. And he's
Hmm.
brought in this beautiful aspect of humor. He says, look at everything. What was that particular sentence? It said,
You change
see,
your way of thinking. Look
thinking.
at every situation cheerfully,
Yeah.
handle it with humor.
Handle it with humor.
Yeah, why he said humor is because Krishna knows this is all a drama. We don't know. So he's
He,
introducing uh, that thing, that the two order of reality. The apparent reality is all this drama. The absolute
yeah.
reality, there is no source.
And that's exactly what he did when he said Prahasanniva Bharata. When Sanjaya was describing Krishna, when Arjuna dropped his Gandiva and he sat down, he says, I'm not going to do anything, I'm not going to fight. Krishna is introduced as Prahasanniva Bharata, as though smiling, looking at him. And Gurudev says, humor is actually, there should be a fifth Upanishad, fifth Veda, that is humor. If we are able to bring humor into our lives, our way of thinking, cheerfully you'll be able to take and stomach anything that comes your way. And that is why that smile, irrespective of the situation, smile.
Do you want me to play that clip, what Mrinalji shared in the...
Yeah, please do that.
I'll share the audio clip because it is quite relevant, I thought, because Gurudev gives the cause for it also. One minute.
Too many negative thoughts, your digestive system is not okay. Or if you have not, digestive system is not okay. Or if you have not done any activity, if you are lazy, only negative thoughts will come.
The question is how to get rid of negative thoughts. Sometimes I
feel very negative and can't change my mood for a long time. I have tried to be very positive, but it seems as if Bad luck follows me everywhere. What should I do? Your lover. You forgot the last sentence. The last you are signing. If you say your lover and how we could have bad luck, it's impossible. And you are here and you say you have bad luck? Come on. Look at people who have lot of money, who have lot of fame, who drink day and night. See, what happened to their life? How miserable they are, how they cannot sleep. You are luckier, my dear. You could sit still and meditate. You could be here, sing, dance. When you think bad luck follows me everywhere, you are giving power to that sankalpa, that thought, that intention. Too many negative thoughts. One reason could be your digestive system is not okay. If your bowel movements are not okay, then you get negative thoughts. Imbalance of pitta, you get negative thoughts. Or if you have not done any activity, any movement, not enough blood circulation in your body, negative thoughts will come. If you are lazy, only negative thoughts will come. Keep moving, go to gymnasium, get onto the treadmill, work your way out. When you start sweating, you will see negative thought will also gone out with the sweat. So you are much, much, much luckier than those people who swallow tablets after tablets after tablets, pills after pills after pill, make themselves miserable and die a miserable death. If a person gets onto the spiritual path, there is no way he will go into such a misery. That's where a teacher, a guru is essential. Guru can take away that stress and give them a relief. Not just someone who talks, but someone who practices can help them. When you think bad luck follows me everywhere, you
Was it audible?
Was it
Yes.
complete? The
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
bad
Instagram
luck
shot.
follows you. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can
Please
watch it.
forward it on group also, no, please.
It
This
is
is
there
very
on the
useful
group.
for youngsters.
Mrinalji has shared it in the group. The visual is also there.
Okay,
So you
thank you.
can watch that. Okay. So shall I go on? So
Please go ahead.
what is there to worry about? The coming and going of the opposites is a fact. Thus, when Krishna told Arjuna, endure them, titikshasva, he was not offering advice. He was being objective. What is the need for this objectivity? Because situations are constantly changing, the pleasant as well as the unpleasant. To think that only the pleasant one changes and not the unpleasant is not correct. So, Belaji, you got the answer. To think that only the pleasant ones change and not the unpleasant is not correct. So, yeah, our attachment to unpleasant is a tendency of the mind. So, our thinking has to change. What then is there to worry about for a person who is objective, who has a certain appreciation for what the world and its situations are all about? There is no reason for sorrow. There are just situations to face and act upon, whether inner or outer. This is very powerful. There are just situations to face and act upon, whether inner or outer. There is nothing to be sad about.
Inner is all these the self-talk that we go on. Like this person was asking, how do I get out of these negative thoughts?
Mm.
So one is an outside situation, say some physical pain or some situation that is causing pain. The other is what we our self-talk that goes on and on.
Mm. He said, no, you give power to your sankalpa, your negative.
Sankalpa. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
very important. Yeah.
so the whole thing is to change the way you think. The minute you catch your self-talk,
Mm.
do manana on your own self-talk.
Mm. No, question, who is this? What is this? Where is this coming from? And
Yeah,
he's given so many solutions, practical solutions, and the reasons for this negative thoughts coming in. It could be
yeah,
an imbalance of pitta. It could be because you've not had a bowel movement, because of inertia, because of laziness. You're just sitting and doing nothing. You're just flooded with an idle man. It says, no, the proverb, an idle man's mind is a devil's workshop.
yeah.
So it goes on and on. So get up and do some activity. Take care of your imbalances, which is where all the Ayurveda comes in.
Mm.
Watch your diet. Maybe you have to look at your diet. And then finally, ultimately, if all these are also set and you're still getting, then
The guru.
it's the guru. And it's a matter of your understanding.
Mm.
It's all about understanding, awareness, and therefore exposure to this knowledge. And that's the guru, right?
Mm.
And being grateful, he's in contrast, he's given the opposite,
Yeah,
where people have to take sleeping pills, the people are into addictions. At least we are happy that we are on this path. And in
yeah,
fact, on this path, people they face a lot of challenges. In fact, only a person who's not aware of what's going on in his upper story is not bothered by the negative thoughts. People who have this sense of awareness are bothered by the negative thoughts because we are aware of what is going on in the upper story.
mm.
So going one step further and not getting engulfed in that and not holding on to that seed of saying, oh, I'm getting negative thoughts all the time, is to go one step further and look at the source of these negative thoughts and say,
And act
and
upon.
handle them out and look at
Faith.
life with that cheer and humor.
Mm. I'm reminded of a game which we played when we were young, and most of you would have also played this game, with the card game, which we call bluff. You remember that? We four, five people together with three, four packs of those playing cards, and then we played bluff.
Yeah, of
Yes,
course.
yes.
Yes.
And the one who gets caught gets all the cards, no? So the other day I was thinking like that I have to play bluff with my mind. My mind tells me something very negative about myself. I have to just say bluff. And for a little while, I felt very happy. I don't know if it made any sense to you all, but for me, it was a joy. Further, he said, shall I continue? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, please continue.
Okay. Yam hina, like, please somebody read. I just can't cope with this big word. Yam hina vyatyat
Yam hi na vyathayantye purusham purusharshambha samadukha sukham dhiram somritatvaya kalpate.
purusha Purusha Rasabha.
No.
Sabha.
Purushaha Rishabha.
Purushaha Rishabha. Oh, the prominent among men. Oh, very nice. Purushaha Rishabha. Oh, the prominent among men, Arjuna. Yate. These two, Sukha and Dukkha, Samadukkam, Samaduk, Samadukka Sukham. The one who is same in pleasure and pain, Dhiram, one who is discriminating. Okay, so Dhiram means discriminating. Yam Purusham, the person who na Vyatyadyanti, do not affect. Saha, he indeed, Amrityattvaya, for gaining liberation, is fit. Kalpate. O Arjuna, the prominent among men, the person whom these Sukha and Dukkha do not affect, who is the same in pleasure and pain, who is discriminated, is fit for gaining liberation. So this discrimination is about the apparent reality and the absolute reality, isn't it? The two order of reality. One who's able to see the difference, he is fit for liberation, and who treats the same pain and pleasure the same. It's not affected by it. In this verse, Krishna addresses Arjuna as a Purusha Rishabha, whose literal meaning is a bull, Rishabha among men. Among large herds of cattle, the stud bull always stands out because of its size and big hump on its back. Just as a bull cannot be missed among hundreds of cows, so too Arjuna stood out as the most exalted of men. Even those who did not know who Arjuna was would have acknowledged him because of his brilliance, Tejas. He was a man of great accomplishment and a highly recognized person in the society. So he was addressed as the Purusha Rishabha, the most prominent among men. A discriminative person remains the same with reference to the opposites. Pleasant and unpleasant situations do not affect the person. Such a person is aware of their coming and going, of their constantly changing nature. In the Bhashya, Shankara makes it clear that this is not just a matter of practicality. A wise person knows himself as Atma, one who cannot be affected by any situation. Such a person is called Dhira, meaning one who is discriminating, one who has knowledge of the Nitya Atma. The word Pandita used in an earlier verse is replaced here with the word Dhira, meaning one who is not affected by the opposites and who therefore gains moksha, Amrita Tattva. Mritatva means being subject to, Mritatva means being subject to mortality, whereas Amrita Tattva is to be free from mortality, knowing the Atma as the one that is Nitya, the wise gain moksha. One who is discriminated, who accepts situations happily, and who does not allow himself or herself to be swayed by either pleasant or unpleasant situations, is one who is fit for self-knowledge or who already has this knowledge. Krishna obviously wanted to make this fact clear at the outset. Nashato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataha, उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्त्यस् त्वनन्योस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः दर्शिभिः. I hope that went well. Anyone wants to read properly?
नासतो विद्यते भावो नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः.
Wow, beautiful. Asataha, for the unreal, mithya. Bhavaha, being. Na vidyate, is not there. Sataha, for the real. Api, also. Abhava, not being. Absence. Na vidyate, is not there. Ubhayor anayoho, of these two, Sat and Asat, Anta, the ultimate truth, Tattva, Darshibihi, by the knowers of the truth, Tu, indeed, Drishtaha, is seen. For the unreal, Mithya, there is never any being. For the real, there is never any non-being. The ultimate truth of both these is seen by the knowers of the truth. This is a very important verse, even though cryptic. For the asat, a word we shall use as it is. There is no being, bhava. So for the asat, there is no bhava, no being. In other words, being is not there for the asat. And for the sat, there is no non-being. In the second line of the verse, Krishna went on to say that this fact is known by those people who know the ultimate truth about Sat and Asat. The first line is the crux of the verse. Asat means something that does not exist independently, and Sat is what exists independent of anything else. What is it that exists independently? Cold and heat, for example, do not exist independently because they depend upon a number of factors. There is no absolute cold existing by itself. Then something is cold depends on something else. The temperature cannot reveal itself to you by itself unless you have a perception. Therefore, your perception is essential in order to understand that something is cold and something else is hot. When you say this is a pot, does the word pot reveal an object that exists by itself, or does the object indicated by the word pot depend for its existence upon something else? If it is depends on something else, clay, because of which the pot is there, and unto which it will go back, that clay becomes the cause, karana, for the pot. The word pot has no real object outside of the word itself. It has no existence apart from clay. That which has a cause, that which depends upon something for its existence, that which does not independently exist is called asat. Should we stop here or continue? A long thing. But I'll just read up to this. So this is very clear, no? What is asat? Shankara explains asat further. When we try to prove the existence of things that are dependent upon causes for their existence, such as cold and heat or any given object, we find there is no self-existent thing at all among the objects of the world. Why? Because what is there is only a form, vikara, that keeps changing. Vyabhicharati, vyabhicharati. It is never the same, nor can it be the same. Shankara goes on to prove a point here. Suppose all the pots are made of clay, but you have knowledge of only one pot. You know it is clay. If you know Satya, the truth, the cause, karana of all pots to be non-dual clay, regardless of which form any or all the pots assume, you know that they are nothing but this one clay. By knowing that one clay, you know all pots in the sense that they are not separate from the clay. Just read the Chandogya Upanishad. This explanation is from Chandogya Upanishad, where in one particular sentence it is said that before this creation there was only one thing, the Sat Vastu, which was non-dual, one without a second, undifferentiated. Nothing else was there. From that Sat Vastu alone, called Brahman, everything has come and is non-separate from it. Nothing exists apart from the Sat. This knowledge was revealed in this Upanishad to Shvetaketu, who had been sent by his father to a Gurukula at the age of 12. He returned at the age of 24, very proud of his accomplishments, having studied the Vedas for 12 years. Shvetaketu's father was a great man. He could not stand his son's arrogance, so he asked his son, "Did you ask your teacher for that knowledge, gaining which everything is known?" The boy replied that he did not think that his teacher knew this. Later he asked his father if there was such a knowledge, and he said, "How can you know one thing and thereby know everything else? If there is such a knowledge, please teach me." O Lord, the same topic is discussed in the Mandukya Upanishad. The only difference being that there the student asks this question to the teacher, whereas in the Chandogya Upanishad, the father asks Shvetaketu, who said he didn't know. Then Shvetaketu asked his father to teach him. So, although this is a general knowledge, samanya jnana. Although this is a general knowledge, samanya knowledge of all pots as clay, and not the particular knowledge, vishesha jnana, of individual pots, it is knowledge of the whole. Then what is a pot? It is purely a name for a form. Other than this, there is no pot that exists separate from clay, nor is the clay the pot. If it were again, you would not need to make the pot, the clay being there already. Therefore, the clay is not the pot. If you remove the clay, where is the pot? Is it anywhere? It is something that you have to search for. No, all that there for the name pot is a form recognized as such. Okay. Anything that is time bound, like a pot, will change and you cannot stop it because its nature is to keep on changing. When and how are you going to stop it? Therefore, what are you crying for? What are you sad for? Are you sad for something eternal because it is eternal? No. Sat is that which never changes. It has no existence, abhava, at all. Sat is never negated at any time, whereas Asat never enjoys a being of its own. Therefore, Sat cannot create any sorrow for you, and Asat is incapable of doing so because it does not exist on its own right. How can Asat create sorrow? In the vision of the Veda, you are the Sat and everything else is Asat. Asat cannot be a source of sorrow to Sat, and Sat cannot be a source of sorrow to you because it is you. The whole problem is one of confusion between Sat and Asat, between Atma and Anatma. Asat has no being, no bhava. It has no existence. Thus, it cannot be bhava, that which exists in all three periods of time. A thing that exists is bhava, and abhava is a thing that does not exist. The word bhava comes from the root bhu, used in the sense of existence. Quite clear, no? You want to add on anything, Dr. Brahmara?
I think we'll take this forward again tomorrow
Yeah.
and then do Manana. Huh? We can maybe close now.
लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. We play the meditation. We play the meditation now.
Okay, I will share the screen.
Meditation
Can you hear?
is accepting
Yes.
this moment, living every moment totally with depth. Let us keep our spine erect and body relaxed and eyes closed. Relax your shoulders. Keep a big smile on your face. You're sitting like the statue of Buddha, very serene and with a serene smile on your face. Relax your body. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your chest region, throat and chest region. If you notice some tension in the body, just let it be. Except those parts of the body where you feel a tension, the other parts are in comfort. Other parts are at peace. Become aware of that also. There are many good things about you and inside of you. Acknowledge them. They will never leave you. And the negative aspect you may see in you is never going to stay with you forever. They are guests for some time. Let them be. Sit with the total acceptance of yourself the way you are at this very moment. Total acceptance of what is now here will lead us to deeper meditation. Let go of all the effort. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let go of all your effort and be in this emptiness. And slowly and gradually become aware of body and surroundings. And you may gently open
Jai Gurudev.